Welcome to the original Critical Role pre-show, since apparently we have others who are now doing the exact same thing, which I'm going to try to not let bother me too much. But yeah, welcome in, guys. We have an exciting night in front of us with the... I think we're getting the soldiers table. I think we're getting the full soldiers table yet again. If you're gonna have to miss the show tonight, had something come up, thought I'd help out here. Like, hey, well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Lil Bun Bun. Thank you. Yeah, so this is going to be an exciting one. The thumbnail makes me think we are getting the soldiers, and I think we're gonna get all soldiers, start to finish, 3 to 4 hours of pure soldiers. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for it to slow down a little bit. I'm thinking we may get a combat. I'm thinking we might find Sid. That's what I'm thinking. Do I know? No, it's all speculation. Also, hey, we got the Nerdcore merchant, guys. What do you think? What do you think? We got the Nerdcore hoodie in here. Yeah? Hold on. Show these off real quick before we continue to talk about it. We also have the just basic logo, big logo on that, and then the pocket logo t-shirt as well. Pretty exciting. But yeah, I'm thinking soldiers. I'm thinking only soldiers, and I'm thinking that's going to be super dope. I'm excited for it. To see what it'll be like with that. Oh, I realize my headphones aren't on. Brand, nice to know. Thank you, Ethan. Yeah, I've been doing a pre-show every week for 3 or 4 weeks now. What is it, guys? Is this the fourth one? This might be the fourth one. It's either the third or the fourth one. But it is, they've been going really well, and I've been excited about it, but now I have competition for it. Somebody else is doing their first pre-show, and they are much bigger than I am, and they're much more connected than I am. So hopefully we'll still get people in here, and hopefully people will still enjoy hanging out with me and doing the original pre-show, but only time will tell. What do you think of the intro scene? I wonder if we're going to get yet another flashback, or if we are going to get like straight into the action this time. Taylor flashback, that would be cool. I would definitely dig that, because so I don't know if we'll get a Taylor flashback unless him and Brennan have ironed some more stuff out, because remember, from what they said, he didn't really give much of a backstory. So yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, a little bit. I will say my heart dropped a little bit when I looked at my YouTube, and right there at the top, like the very first video, was somebody else doing a Critical Role pre-show with like the same sort of title, same sort of thumbnail. And I was like, well, oh well, right? I think we are getting soldier combat tonight. I think so too. I'm excited for that. That should be a good time. To see them all in action. I don't see another way. It might not be in your feed. I watched the guys' videos. Like, I watched them today. It's Todd Kenrick. Again, no hate or anything. It's free game, right? Anybody's allowed to make the content they want. Everybody's allowed to do a pre-show. It's just, that was my thing. I made it and was like, oh, this is cool, and then somebody else was doing it. It is what it is, but it's in mine. I predicted death saving throw. You think so? So who do you think they're going to fight? Do you think it's going to be like they find Sid at the same time somebody... Here's what my prediction is. I think they're going to find Sid while he's being attacked, and they're going to jump in and like help him fight off like the undead or something like that. That's my prediction. You saw that? Wait, you saw the other pre-show? Undead in the wood, maybe? Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's going to be undead in the woods. That's my prediction. MSM, you said hat. Oh, fat thumbs. Wait, what were you trying to say then? What is it you were trying to say? And I appreciate you guys being here. I really do. As you can see, we got the countdown right over here. So we got an hour 52. What is this? No recent messages. What is that? I'll try and hide that. Same for me. I called it last week. Oh, they're gonna fight the undead in the woods. Yeah, that's my prediction. Yeah, before I clicked here. Yeah, that was. Oh, hey, you were saying hey, hello. Yeah, I saw it, and I didn't know that I could schedule the lives, and I saw that his was scheduled for 8:30, and I was like, what the heck? Why isn't, So then I found out that I could schedule my live, and so I made it go, so it start popping in front of people. So far I have Brennan says oh, for your bingo chart, Brennan says awesome. Wick says something he's not supposed to. Tyranny, insights, chaos, rolling a nat 1 or 20 on an unimportant check, trauma, a death save, a cold open, and bad initiatives. I'm with it. Yeah, if you guys have suggestions for the bingo card that Shifter is putting together, throw them in the chat. I know they normally do in Beacon, people come up with different ones in there. So definitely check those out. And again, guys, if you haven't, I do have a merch linked below, the Nerdcore merch. I like it. I've been wearing it all day. This is a Nerdcore hoodie, but it's nice. So with us thinking we're getting the soldier only table, do you think this means that we are going to get like soldiers, and then we'll get other tables for multiple episodes, and then we'll do, like, is that where you think we're going? That's where I think we're going. I don't think we're going to do like soldier, schemer, seeker, soldier, schemer, seeker, soldier. I think we're going to go like soldier, soldiers, seeker, seekers, schemer, like that sort of thing. That's what I think. Sid being the one making death saves. That, yeah, he shows up and he's like beat up. Yo, what's up? Keeping it a bean. Welcome in. Eat gotta go. I went ahead and liked the channel. Give likes, guys. Get this more eyes. I keep encountering the keep it running in the background. Go like, hey, thank you, little bump out. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. And yes, guys, definitely. If you haven't already, if you're on YouTube, burn us a like it, like the video. That helps, and we'll get it out to more people. All the engagement you can give. Throw a little comment in the chat and like the video. P-Man on Twitch says, I think Wick is going to cause an encounter in the woods with the undead. I don't think they'll cross paths with Sid in the next 2 weeks. Really, but it felt like they were so close behind him, to be honest. Like, it did feel like that. I mean, it was only a day, and they flew through this recent thing, so I don't know. Assuming he's also sleeping at night, I feel like they're going to be close when it comes to that. It could be monthly. I don't know if they would be that strict about it. I think some may go 4 weeks, some may go 6 weeks, some may go 3 weeks, like that sort of thing, if they're doing that. I think it'll be like a 5 on, 5 off kind of deal. I could see that. No problem, Papa. I hope it's not more than 3 sessions per table. Yeah. I think it'll be like, oh, I already read that. It could be it would be hard to go months between certain characters. So I agree, but you have to choose one or the other, right? Like, you're either alternating every week between 3 groups, which means you're always going to have 2 weeks between like soldiers, and you're not going to consistently be able to follow a thread, or you go the opposite direction. You say we pull one thread at a time, soldiers thread through, seekers thread through, right? Like, you have to go one or the other. Which one's better? Would you rather it be like soldier, seeker, schemers, but then you don't get the soldiers again until after all of that, and then they progress a little bit, and then you got to wait 3 more weeks for them to progress a little bit more? Or would you rather just knock out the soldier story, knock out the seekers, knock out the schemers, come back, knock out another soldiers? Like, what do you think? Last week's episode was slow. It was like slow pace and fast at the same time. I feel like people have not agreed at all on whether it was a fast episode or a slow episode, which is kind of crazy. Most likely all staying with the table until the major story beat. Yeah. Thank you for the chili, the times 20 chilies over on TikTok, keeping it a bean. I think it'll be soldiers till 2026. Holy, you think it'll be that long? That would be intense. I think Brennan wants them to go the way to the keep. Oh, you think he wants to go all the way? So if he has the deed, they're going to go all the way. Well, they might still go. They might be like, hey, Sid's with us now, cool. And then they continue on because they want to get revenge on Casimir, or like at least make him pay the cost. Pre-show, what's up, Toast? I had to start taking notes to follow along. So many plots to follow. There are, which is why I've tried to do a good amount of videos. So what on YouTube says, do you think the soldier PCs are being hunted? If so, do you think the hunters will find and kill the gnome? I don't think they're being hunted. No. They're the ones hunting. I don't think they're being hunted. Well, I guess you could say like Wikander in them, right? Or is somebody coming after Wikander and Tyranny? Maybe. Maybe. I don't think so, but it's completely possible that something like that could happen. But they might also be like, Wick's not going to survive on his own, and just assume that like they don't need to worry about it. He'll die out in the woods. I don't want it to be too many too many between tables. It will be too hard to remember where they're exactly. And I kind of agree with that too. I think though they're going to give us a recap or a reminder, whatever, when we come back to each group. I'm good 5 hours of Taliesin. Everything else can go home. Fair enough. I like the overture, how everyone was near each other and the table just changes around. I hope they come back together. I don't think they're going to do that often. I think occasionally 2 groups will reconvene because they're both back in town or something like that. And then we may get some change-ups, but I don't think that's going to happen very often at all. It was fast because it only like 3 hours, 50 minutes. That's true, but I didn't necessarily mind that because I'm taking notes the whole time, and it's a lot, especially because it starts at 10 p.m. for me. I can't wait for the inevitable moment when Wick causes an absolute disaster to unfold due to his cluelessness. It was so funny last episode, the number of times where, he's saying too much and they're like, stop, like, what are you doing? And then he became, instead of Wikander, he was Nickander. It was fun. Sam's been a real fun person to watch throughout this one so far. Sean Widmer says, don't really know what numbers the other channel is doing, but no way this year content's even close as good as yours. I'm not knocking them at all, Sean. I'm going to say it right now. I like Todd. My heart sank when I saw that he decided after 5 weeks or 4 weeks of me doing this that he was going to do his own. Yeah, my heart sank a little bit, but I don't have the rights to it. Anybody's allowed to do this. And I understand that, but it doesn't mean it wasn't a little disappointing to see that somebody's doing a pre-show after I've been doing a pre-show for 4 weeks. Right, like that it sucks, but he does good stuff. He has way more access to people than I do. He shoot 2 interviews today, I think today or yesterday, with the Critical Role crew and all that. Right, he's a bigger channel, more access, all that sort of stuff. But we're gonna keep doing our thing and hope people enjoy the content. But this is definitely he does perfectly fine and good content. I'm not knocking him at all. I think the separation tables will take a few more episodes and then split per episodes when you then join split again. Yeah, I think they'll come together. Bro, your videos are a lifesaver for when I am confused or appreciate it. No problem, man. And I've tried to come up with new and unique things to try to, right? Like I was like, okay, what can I do? And I did the piece about, right? The Pariah Blades. I was like, oh, maybe people don't know the Pariah Blades. So I went into detail about the Pariah Blades. And then I did one yesterday, if you guys didn't see. I did one on the Sundered Houses, the 5 Sundered Houses that we know about. And I talked about who we know from those houses, what we know about those houses. We talked about a little bit about their vassal houses, right? So yes, I'm doing my recaps. Yes, I'm doing a review. But I'm also trying to do lore stuff. I'm trying to get in the weeds and be able to be a real source of stuff that you might have missed, right? And no matter what you're looking for, I can try to give you something. So that's the goal. That's the goal. I don't think they're being hunted yet. Agreed. I don't know that they are yet. I think the soldiers will catch up with Sid just as he has found and confronts Casimir. Yeah, maybe if they got out to the road, right? Father Muse also, welcome into the stream. If they happened, because again, those Casimir and the Taconis people are out on the road because they have horses and carriages. Sid took the woods to get away from them, which unless he goes out to the road, maybe he has to cross. Maybe the forest ends, which I still don't know how to pronounce that forest. Then, yeah. Then maybe they run into him. I think he's going to be getting attacked, and then I think they're going to be like, let's go get these guys back for what they did to Thiassi, for Casimir trading on everybody. That's what I'm thinking. I think the sisters of Wick's father are coming. Oh, no, his uncle. His uncle's the one who had the hounds, right? Wrath and Judgment. I can't believe I remember that. We need Wikander to be seen or like noticed first before they're like, oh, he's doing crap, stop it. Yeah. I feel like 2 to 3 sessions per table will be the norm with expanding or lowering depending on situation. Killer Crook, I could agree with that. I was leaning toward, because he said long-term adventure. Again, is that 6 weeks? Is that 3 weeks? Is that 12 weeks, right? Like, we don't know, but I do think we're going to get these bunches of episodes with individual people. That's my full guess. Bingo card, Halavar Angel Dogs hunting Wick. Hey, you just said what? Yeah, there we go. The Halavar Angel Dogs. They seemed really cool. We don't know how that. No, we don't know about the dwarf one yet. We do not know about the dwarf god yet. Wick is a needed part for his family. They're either going to work to find him through Tyranny's demon family or to silence him forever through oh yeah, because they will probably be concerned. Like, is he going to tell somebody that what we told him? Right? Is he going to out what we are? And I find their house very interesting. I love the politics of it. Freaking Photark Yanessa is the gaslighter of all gaslighters. That whole section was a huge gaslight. I think that the time away from each table will be enough time for them to release edited mini summaries that they did. Yeah, I think, and even without those, at each session start, I believe that they are going to, like Brenna will say, here's what happened last time, here's what the characters were doing, blah, 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 blah. I think we'll get that. Like a 30-minute pre-show there, right? No, it starts at 8:30. I don't know how long it lasts. I don't know if it's going 8:30, 9:30. I have no idea. But his starts at 8:30. Mine started at 8. And thanks for doing the houses one recently. No problem, man. This squad that Fark sees the numbers will grow. Keep it amazing work. Thank you so much, Nux. I really appreciate that, man. Did a pre-show for most of C3. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Geeky. I didn't know that at all. I've seen her stuff. She does, I think, for her recaps. I wanted, so again, when I decided to do recaps, part of it was I don't want to do what somebody else is doing. So I took she does very in-depth recaps. I'm going to make mine a little bit less gritty and shorter. And so mine have consistently been, like, my first one was like 9 minutes or 10 minutes, and hers was like 35. And then mine got up to like my long one being about 20 minutes, and then hers still being like 30 plus. So I've tried to be like, again, I want to separate myself. If you want that super nitty gritty from her, I love it. I've watched her stuff. But just something a little bit different for me. I really like the Sundered Houses one. It super helps keep my facts straight and pick up details I may have missed. Heck yeah, Red. Really appreciate that. And thanks for following over on Twitch, man. Totally forgot about a house or two until I watched your videos about it. Heck yeah, Jimmy. You trying to catch on past campaigns yet? I have some. I mean, I've watched more of campaign 2. I even watched the opening of what's the one you guys kept telling me to do? Calamity. Sid seems very cool. Yeah, well, we don't know much about him yet, Juliet, but I'm hoping. That's right, Uncle. Yep. I genuinely think we will be getting 1 Arc Soldiers, 1 Arc Seekers, Schemers, and so forth. And Arc feels, that's what I think. I think it's going to be Arcs. 100%. That's my guess. Yo, what's up, Dungeons and Deadlifts? All we know about the Dwarf God is that they're the god of the Forge. Yep. And that was just mentioned with them, like, going through the mountains and stuff, right? Yeah. The Photark was my favorite until the Konis family showed up. Yeah, the Photark, Yanessa was great. I hope nothing terrible happens. I had enough trauma with Clarisker already. There's going to be stuff. I am positive there's going to be trauma in this campaign. Did on Twitch, which is going to school for theater and has step back. Okay, I didn't know that, Geeky. That's dope. Again, I know it's not like the most original idea. I thought it was just neat. So I watched the first episode and then for some reason, I don't know what connected me to this. I went, wait, there's like tailgates for like football games. There's pre-shows for other things. There's pre-gaming for parties. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a Critical Role pre-show. And I thought that this was some super cool idea for this. I didn't know that somebody had done it for campaign 3. But clearly now we have somebody else jumping in on it. So, but hopefully you guys will ride it out with me. No, the ghouls were buffed. They were described as being like buffed ghouls, Lizard. I think that bite-sized information is better than the whole thing. Do you mean in the recaps we were talking about, or do you mean like doing not like a full arc? What were you referencing, Speedster? I'm going to look different from what we normally get, or people's feelings on that. I think those ghouls were unique to the Taconis. For instance, those like buffed ghouls, those unique ghouls, I think were specific to the Tacona. I don't know if we're going to get ghouls like that just like out in the world, right? I don't know that that's going to be for that. Have your own. Oh, I have that, Geeky. Yeah, no, I literally have a Critical Role Campaign 4 live chat in my Discord. That last week was probably the most active. I mean, you guys tell me if I'm right or wrong if you guys were in there. I think last week was the most active that chat has been. We had a decent, again, it's not like the Beacon Discord. Like, it's not like, but like, there was between 5 and 10 people that were pretty actively talking throughout the whole episode. Yeah, I do have that in the Discord. So it's a great idea. And we got it. Did you notice when Whitney asked about what day of the week it was, she listed off a bunch of names. I think they had a unique calendar. Yes. And then he went and looked and found out and thought. So they definitely have their own calendar. CR has so much talent to homebrew stuff. I think the undead are going some of their pretty unique. Yeah, yes. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of unique stuff in there, which I like. I even, in my own games, will take like monsters and alter them in some way. One, I think it's fresh. If you're playing with people who have played multiple D&D games, if you're just throwing the monsters at them with no adjustments, no changes, no all the same immunities, resistances, damage types, whatever, it's too hard to not meta that sort of information when you've played for that long. So changing it up when they think, oh, this thing's resistance to that, and you're like, badoom, no, it's not, right? Like that sort of stuff. And if they want to roll nature arcana to try to determine if they know it in this world, like that stuff's cool. So I like homebrew stuff to an extent. I wonder how effective running from Halavar will be. Photark had the ability to cast Wish and should even have Angel Blood. True. I'm assuming it's going to be okay. Beacon Discord is hilarious. It gets wild, but not as wild as Critical Role Twitter, which I still think is one of the wildest places I've ever seen. Now, I am not built for Critical Role Twitter. That's all I'll say. Glad not too fast to read the chat and the people in it. Chat, send screenshots from the Beacon Discord. Yeah, there's the Discord one is very, Beacon is very, very fast. Do we expect a campaign setting? I think so, yeah. I think so. Named after attribute of the Seven Shapers, right? I'm not sure, Andy. I didn't, so I'll admit, I was not fully, like, I didn't deep dive into that. I didn't even go back and watch that section again about the dates. And maybe I should have. And maybe I can do a video on that once I look into it a little bit more. I also found it unique, and I probably should have done a video on this, but I didn't. That they had the, what was it? They changed the classes on the website. I don't know if it's a big deal or not. And I also, part of me thinks, is it just so they can monetize it better on their end? If they like release content for it, like third-party content for it that has like their own classes and their own whatever. Like, I don't know what angle they're coming at it. I did have a bot. I don't know what happened to my bot. There should be a Stream Elements bot that would do the Discord and the table thing, but it's not there. So give me just a second and let me see if I can pull that up again. I don't know why the bot's not in there. Chat bot. It even has a check and it says it's activated. So let me try again with that. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, the other thing I'll say though, you can 100% in the description to the live, there's a link to my Discord. And or under any video. Under any video, there's a link to. Wait, I don't have a Discord command on that one. I think I have the table though. Let's try that. To make sure the bot is working, let's do table. And then I will add one very quickly. Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, you can exclamation point table and it will tell you what table you'll be at. But let me grab the link real quick to my Discord, and then we can get you guys up in there. Join the Discord. Add new command, exclamation point Discord. Activate command. Yeah, and then just make sure you select the actual play section. Trazen, thanks for joining. And then that will let you do the thing. But yeah, if you guys do table, you can do that, and it'll tell you new class. So yeah, I think they're reskins, but it's like, but why? Why are they doing it? You know? Oh wait, was it because I was facing away quick, or is the audio still low? It might have been because I was looking this way, but let me know if it's still low. I can try to adjust. Let me see what I can do. My mic there is turned up to 100. On there, it's turned up. I can move it closer for you. Here, let's see if this is just. I'll just move the mic a little bit closer, but I don't think. Sometimes when I'm talking, it's in the yellow and it's gonna. I don't want it to peak or anything. So yeah, maybe this will be a little bit better. If not, Quake, of course, try to maybe turn yours up or see if the browsers is different. I occasionally have somebody say that on one of my videos. Like one person out of like 7 videos will comment and be like, hey, your volume's low. And I'm like, is it? Because I watch my videos. Yeah. Bit better, no worries. Okay. Yeah. Turn away for 1 sec. That's fair. Yeah. When I'm facing away that way. Yeah, if you guys haven't already, do me a favor, like the video on YouTube. We're trying to get it pushed out. We're trying to get more folks involved. We now have other people running pre-shows, so we really gotta, we gotta drive this thing home and push as hard as we can, or else we're gonna get taken over. But yeah, a couple of you have now joined the Discord. I don't know why the command still didn't work, but let's turn conversation back here a little bit. Travis' voice, yeah, he's doing a great job. Travis is doing a great job with that. I also really like Cadigan's voice and his sort of approach and accent. Changing the class names would give them room to rework how magical classes function. See, but the thing is, they don't refer to them as such, right? I could understand if like, Cadigan was like, I'm a tracker, or Robbie was like, I'm a tracker, or instead of saying paladin, Tayor or Travis were like, I'm an exemplar, but they don't. They still call them by the D&D classes. It's only on the website and on Beacon that they list them as these other things. So my thinking is it's just world lore, or it's for some other purpose, some other reason to get, something. I don't know. It's all speculation, but it was interesting that they've done that. It's a reskins thing, yeah. Wick is busy. Well, he was on Beacon. He was a prodigy mage. It was either Beacon or the website. He was on one of them, not on the other. I don't remember which one, but he was listed on one of them. So more than 6 or 6 days. I thought there were 7 shapers. Do we know? 7 gods. Yeah, there are 7. There are 7. But now it's gone, right? I will I'll double check. Characters. Load more. Wick. All right. So on Beacon, he does not have one. Let me try to remember where I saw the characters on the website. I never remember where I saw them. Let me move this over here so I'm not looking away. Where did I see the characters on the website? Fan art, no. Just making shares. The cast. Oh, when and where. Learn more about Beacon membership. I saw them and I just can't remember where on the website I saw the thing, because it was, yeah, like I said, it was different. One of them had it and the other one didn't. Is there a search? Characters. No. Campaign 4 characters. It was on the program schedule thing? Okay. Let me go to that. I don't want to take up too much time with this, but I definitely saw it somewhere. Where it was listed on the site, but not on... Oh, characters. Found it. Let's go. Is it still there on here? Get out of the way. Oh, where did it go? There we go. Human, Wicanders, Sonic and Essence Creed. Oh, it does look like they removed it on both. It does look like... So it had him listed as Prodigy Mage. It had him listed as Prodigy Mage, and it's not, because didn't I put a picture of that in my YouTube video about it? And it looks like they took that part away on both things. Yeah, let me go find it. It was 1 billion% in my thing about it. Da, 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 da. What is the Elven Shaper? What do you mean, what is the Elven Shaper? Content. Dang it. I can't find it. Yeah, it was the we were wrong about Wakander thing. I literally screenshotted that thing, so let me see if I can find it. Prodigy Mage. Yep, it was on the Beacon one. I just saw it. I have a screenshot. I literally have the screenshot where it says class Prodigy Mage. Literally have that on there. So, yep. I guess they changed it. They removed it. So maybe they're trying to get rid of that. Interesting. I am curious. If they're, I wonder if they're changing it. Like, what if he hasn't actually picked one yet, and they're swapping between different stuff and being like, oh, how can we do this and how can we do that? Interesting. Why they would get rid of it, right? Like that just feels like an odd thing to be like, hey, let's remove that. So who can we get a vote in chat? Who thinks they're going to remove or they're going to find Sid tonight? Right? If assuming we're at the soldiers table, which again the thumbnail is of the two people on the soldiers table, do you think we are going to find Sid tonight, Teor's brother? Yes. That's what it looks like. Lizard is sorcerer, because in the video I explained that if you go to one of the other sorcerers, they're also Prodigy Mage. Azune is listed as a Prodigy Mage exemplar because he's a sorcerer paladin. So Prodigy Mage is sorcerer, which is why we were all like, oh, he must be a sorcerer. But the video, because of one of the things, made it seem like he was the clockwork one rather than the divine soul. But then people said, oh, well, maybe he just used luck. And it's like, well, then he worded it weirdly, which maybe it was on purpose, maybe it wasn't, maybe what, but like they're like, oh, he used luck, and that's how he removed the disadvantages. He gave himself advantage to remove the disadvantage, but he said it in a way that made me think, no, he used an ability that removes disadvantage. But I mean, it's still all speculation. So we have a people says, I think they will. Wait, it's good. Wait, Teor's doesn't have exemplar anymore? You're telling me it doesn't have exemplar anymore? Let's go. Where is it? Series, campaign 4, characters. Where are you, lion man? They did remove it from his. Hold on. I'm going to go check some of these other ones. No, they just removed him in general. Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, they're just they're just gone. Because even Hallandale Howe on I'm looking at the bios for these characters. Yeah, they just removed all of those things. Interesting. Hold on, let me look. Dang, he's already got more viewers than me. He just went live. He's already got more viewers. Dang it, Todd. Dang it. You think Sid's gonna be dead, Mother Nerd? You think they find Sid's body? So you think the undead killed him? Halavar family is trying to turn things back to right-handed religious believers. They might catch up to someone related to Kaz, and then Sid is somewhere else. Yeah, but they're following in the woods, and he's in the woods, whereas Casimir's people are out on the road, right? So I'm curious about that. Says Teor is a Namar exemplar. A lion folk mercenary of the torn banner who fought. Okay, so in the description it still says it, but they don't then. Do you do live reactions? No. I do this pre-show, and then I also do a post-show on Friday. Next week, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'm going to PAX Unplugged next week, guys. So I might be doing the pre-show from an Airbnb from my laptop. The post-show I don't know about. So not live though. Like I'm not going to watch it live and do that, but we do a lot of content around it on my channel. They can't took back. Yeah, I agree, Quake. But again, it's more of like but why and what does it mean, right? Like what do these names mean? Yeah. Sanjay, Mother, Shaper of the Elves. Okay, we're going through all of them. Yeah. Tantal, Shaper of the Humans, presumed God of the Sun, remembered as a false deity by the Knesset Creed. Goddess of the Forge, Shaper of the Dwarves, which is one we don't know anything about yet. So very, very curious about that. I'd love to learn more about that one, because then I can make a video about the Shapers, right? One more suggestion. I have filled the bingo card for tonight. This one will be easy. What if you just say, Sam read scripture? Like Wakander references scripture or read scripture. That could be on the bingo card. So that, yeah, Kevin, that's what I was saying earlier, is I wonder if that's part of it. I wonder if that's part of it. I will bet my left. You'll bet your left kidney that they find Sid dead? Gnomes and beast folk. Yeah. Leaning that way. Assuming that they have them. Maybe, I mean, do we know that every shaper or every species has a shaper? You got to have gnome shaper, do you? Very cool possibility when they mention Sid being more of a city person and might not know the dangers of the woods, and they find him in the woods dead or very close to death. I could see that. I could see that. Again, I think they're going to find him as he's being attacked or something. That's my thinking. Talked to my bro-in-law about D&D last night, and he was telling me about his DM. Turns out it was you. Yeah. Wait, Chris? Yeah. Yeah. What was he saying? What did he say? It was awesome, or did he say like my DM sucks? Did he say I suck, or did he say I was great? Yeah, I didn't even. For some reason, I didn't even make that connection. Yeah. Yep, all good things. You're the best. Hey, let's go, dude. Have I gone over the historian book yet? I have not. And I got given all that stuff too. I got sent. I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my extra book. Wizards of the Coast actually sent me the Forgotten Realms books. I got the regular version and the special cover, the alternate cover versions. Wizards of the Coast sent me those, which was very cool. But on D&D Beyond, I have the access to the Astarian book and the other ones that came in that as well, but I haven't looked at them yet. Yeah, they sent those to me. It was super cool. Super cool. I think we went related to death because the Conans fought on the side of the gods. Yes. I am curious who they were with. That's something that we learned last time that I thought was really cool as well, is we learned about like two of the houses fighting on the side of the gods, and then these other three were fighting against the gods. And yet now it seems that they're like together. So that's another really interesting little tidbit, which I hope we get to expand some more on. You know, because what's odd is the gods lost, and yet the two houses that seem the most powerful are the two houses on the sides of the gods that lost, right? Like that's interesting. Have you tried Daggerheart? I have not. I have not tried Daggerheart. Do you think giants are 100% extinct, or there's some giant? I hope there are. I hope there are. I don't want them to be extinct. I think it'll be super cool if they like stumble upon like a secret giant or something like that. Just make it like in real life when people claim that like giants are living in these massive doorways hidden in mountains. Like let's just have it do that. If Brendan was going to do it anyway, that's probably how it would be. Could be a dragon shaper. I don't think about that one. Bingo card is now in the Discord. Let's go, dude. And those of you who jumped in the Discord, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Oh, it looks good, too. The bingo card looks dope, man. Heck yeah. Love that. Me on this bingo card. I think a reference to it. I think they referenced Jumanji before, so it's kind of like a little joke about that. If I may request again, guys, if you haven't already given the YouTube video a thumbs up, please do so. And if you haven't already clicked that subscription button, we're really close to 8,000, guys. I know I'm plugging a little bit here, so I'm gonna do it. Where are we at? We are getting very close. We are 59 subs away from 8,000. So if you have not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Help me get 8,000. The Hall of the Mountain King, yeah. So I think that, so my predictions tonight, they're going to find Sid. It's going to be while he's in combat with the dead. They're then going to have to fight the dead to get Sid. And then they're all going to agree that they want revenge for Casimir. They're going to learn new information from Sid, perhaps. And then they're going to go chase after Casimir and continue that journey. Those are all of my predictions. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. But what is there anything you guys are expecting to happen or not happen, or I don't know, give me some predictions from you guys. And like we talked about earlier, I do think we're going to get multiple episodes of the Soldiers. I think we're going to get this arc finished before we swap to somebody else, which means you may not see the Seekers and the Schemers for a while. It could be a couple of weeks, minimum, before we actually get them, which is kind of crazy. Arcane Shifter, thank you for that subscription. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, we got a couple of them. And Rogue 9, thank you for subscribing to the channel, guys. I think when we get back to the Seekers, they're going to run into the Kingsguard Thimblesall. Yeah, so that's the other thing, right? They said that Timony, the Kingsguard from Timony, the what are they called, the Hounds or something like that, they were heading south. So I think that might be the case. They might run into them. Maybe they'll learn something or not. That'll be interesting to see. So the arcane counterpart of Minus. I was like, wait, is that your alt account? Does Sarah have a longer version of his name, like Sid is short for something? I don't know. That's a good question, Lizard. Because yeah, his brother's name is long, isn't it? I don't have it up in front of me, but yeah, it's a longer name. It is not a short name. Do his $3 represent 3 houses? Something seemed off about that. Well, there's more than 3 houses. There's many more than 3 houses. Even the Sundered houses, there are more than 3 Sundered houses. I don't think they represent them at all. I think that they are 3 daughters, and I think they will play a role. I think that is a thread that he will continue to pull. I do believe that he will either have them find one of the sisters, all the sisters, or they'll at least discover they died in the war. Like, that's going to be a thread that comes back. I'm almost positive that'll be a thread that comes back. The 3 daughters of Olbed Morn, who I loved. I loved Olbed Morn, just so we're clear. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. I think they chased Sid for a few episodes. Okay. Yeah, so it's interesting because I personally feel like they're too close to Sid to not find him tonight. Like, they were a day behind. Like, only like a day behind him. And they're tracking him through the woods, and they have a tracker. Sid is not, as far as we know, a tracker. They found somewhere safe to stay that night. So Yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting to me if they kept struggling to find him for another 2 episodes, because I would just be wondering what's going to happen between um then and now, right? Like if that's the case, what are they going to do for the next however long? I think Todd's thing was having some problems. He shut it down after he was lagging a lot. Too invested in his daughters now? Yeah, I think that's going to be 100%. Brennan is going to pull that thread throughout the campaign. That's going to be one for a while. It could be a thread way down the line. Yeah, this at any moment he could just be like, you find this thing. But the thing is, are the players going to remember those names? Like way down the line. Maybe they'll remember the one that was like Lana Del Rey. I was in knows all the names of everyone who died in the war on the Falconers Rebellion sides. Oh, that's true. Yeah, he was repeating them. He was reading them off and stuff like that. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. So maybe he would know. I think we switch tables every halftime. What do you mean halftime, Dervil? Oh. You mean like when they take the break? You think at the break they're going to swap tables? I wouldn't even hate that. That like each week it's 2 of the groups. If they swapped like at half, I think like that would be something I could see. Yeah, Quake, that was a good pull, man. Heck yeah. And allegedly Sid is injured, so he might be moving slower than soldiers. Wait, when did we find out he was injured? Mini Frost Dragon, thanks for the subscription. Guys, once again, if you have not already subscribed, please consider doing so, because I am almost at 8,000 subscribers. I would love to hit that like by tomorrow. So if you haven't subscribed already, I do a lot of Critical Role, D&D, and other nerd culture content. So definitely throw a subscription that way. Do you think hopping back and forth between tables have an effect on keeping the timeline together? Yes. I think it will be, it is friction. Whether or not that friction is enough to make things very difficult for people or just a mild problem, there is going to be some friction. Like when you're jumping between different groups and there's different storylines every week that you're following, and then you're not getting the other one, without a doubt, there will be a level of friction. How well they're able to circumnavigate that, we will see. Sid has stressed fur. Injured, my bad. Well, no, even the stress thing, that was just a joke, right? No, the lady, the fairy said he looked stressed, right? The naiad just said he looked stressed. Isn't that it? And so that was how Thimble joked about it, or not joked about it, but tried to bring it up and say, oh, I found stressed fur. I found fur that was really stressed. But it wasn't, it was because the naiad said, I saw him, he looked stressed. And so that was her way of trying to say that he looked stressed. Yeah, I don't think there was any like confirmation or anything like that he was legitimately like injured or had stressed fur. Is an Asmar, but doesn't know it. That's completely possible because his dad meets all the things. I went over this in a video recently, Andrew. I don't know if you saw, I did a video about Wikander. Maybe we've all been wrong about him. And I talked about the fact that like if you read the 2024 Asmar, they can do the wings things. They can do the lasers out of the eyes or mouth. From the thing, I'm like, wait, what did his dad do? Sprouted wings, shot lasers out of his eyes. He's the son of a celestial. Seems to make, like, so I think it's completely possible. I'm off to bed. Good night. Hey, peace out, MSM. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Do you think House Taconis has gotten so much more powerful because of the spirits of the dead are now caught in the in-between now? They're no more good. That is, so I was wondering, Better Off Without Me, how, like, if they were on the God side and the gods lost and all that sort of stuff, like, why are they, like, so powerful? And that is a solid point. Perhaps it's because this has worked in their favor. As the people who kind of ferry the dead and are more ingrained in them and are necromancers and things like that, the dead being free and right for the picking is probably something that favors them. That's not a bad theory. That's not a bad theory. Rogue9 says, I've got a dark horse theory that perhaps Sid double-crossed Casimir rather than opposed him. All I have to go by is third-party information on how things went down. Oh, so it could be a totally different. So there's like Casimir crossed them and then he crossed them. Yeah, maybe. Placed the fairy, told them, yeah, Hawthorne's Glade, I think it was. How much do we know about Casimir? We know at a point he saved Thjazi in the war. We know he was a part of the Torn Banner and the rebellion, the Falconers' Rebellion, and that at a point he saved Thjazi. We also know that clearly he had a lot of debt with the Crow Keepers. Yeah, Derval, 100%. Everybody, the players, everybody was like, all right, what's going to be the deal with this guy, this gnome man? Like, something's going to happen. Is he going to try to, like, kill him in their sleep, or what's the deal here? Subscribe. Thank you, Scarto. I don't know why we didn't get a notification. Roy sent Conan Sterling to the houses with holdings of... Wait, I thought the Royce have the Golden Orchard house, which is between here and Fairy, and then the Taconis have a place in the Tenebril Reaches, which is between here and Death, is how I understood it. They're not both in Fairy, right? Unless I missed something. They just, one is between Fairy and here, and the other one's between, like, the World of the Death or Dead or something like that. It was just sad. Dang, 120 watts. It's very good. Yeah, it's solid. I think last week we peaked like 160 or 180 or something like that. We already have, I mean, Todd is already beating us in numbers. This is his first pre-show. He decided to run his own pre-show at the same time as mine, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes. More views than Todd, not on my screen. He's got 164. But again, it is what it is. I don't want to like dwell on that. I don't have the rights to a pre-show. It's just, you know, it is sucky when you see it. That somebody knows, like they knew that you were doing this and said, "Oh, I'm going to do that instead," and then they did that. Yeah. Well, no, Toast. I've been doing them. This is like my fourth one. He hadn't done a single one, and then he was like, "I'm going to do it." Again, I don't own the rights to it, but it's still, you know, it sucks. He has a much larger channel. He has a much. It's like you go to do something, and then like the bigger corporate company comes in and just like, "Haha, that's mine." Like that. It is what it is. It's also very possible that Wick is still a cleric, but they changed the spellcaster stat. I think it was Brandon, you said that wisdom is not a stat for a cleric. It's completely possible, Andrew. I don't think that's the case because of all the other clues we've gotten. That's why I don't think that's it. I want another Tonthol character. She was terrifying. I'm sure we're going to get tons of terrifying characters in here. Am I in early enough to say, you are, May? Welcome in, welcome in. You have plenty of time. We are still going to be here for like another 50 minutes. So you are here with plenty of time. Yeah, I mean, he learned from the best. Hey, there we go. Yeah. So, look, I know a lot of people feel differently about this, but hey, there it is, Scarto. Thanks for the subscription, man. Thank you. I am excited for like, I'm hoping we get just the soldiers tonight. That is genuinely, that's what I hope. Said you can't live stream. Wait, what do you mean? As in, like, I can't live stream the Critical Role thing? I wouldn't do that anyway. Because I make videos around it, I'm taking notes the whole time. I'm watching it at 1.25, 1.5 speed. Like, you guys do not want to watch it with me. Like that. I'll tell you that right now. I end up with sheets. I'm not gonna, I mean, I can't really show you, but I literally end up with like 3-4 pages of Google Docs of me taking notes when I'm watching these episodes. True cleric at some point. That could also happen. Lunin, 100%. That could happen where he shifts from being like a source or whatever he is and like ultimately becomes a cleric. Like his belief in the religion turns the religion into something more. Or he becomes like the embodiment of the god, right? That's also completely possible. We could definitely see that. Yeah, I just woke up after working 14-hour shift last night. Oh, dang. 14-hour shift, you're like a nurse? Watch party thing. Yeah, it would be cool, but it wouldn't do me very much good because of how much notes taking I'm doing. I watch it faster, so I can go back when I need to without being too far behind. And because it starts at 10 p.m. my time, so if it's a 4-hour and 20-minute long episode, I'm up until 10 something, and so I watch it faster. Yeah, it needs more focus. Yeah, David, it's not just that. I'm a person, I want to enjoy this group progressing and this story progressing. And I think I would be okay if it's like a 4-hour long episode and it was 2 hours of this table and then 2 hours of these, as long as it was like a clean cut. It was the bouncing back and forth that became a little jarring. Again, it was doable. I didn't hate it, but I just know what I would prefer more, and it's this. That's my thing. Team of Warhammer painting stuff ready? Yeah, I also the other night, not the other night, but probably episode 2, I ended up painting my Purple Worm mini throughout the episode. Like I was just painting it while I was watching and listening and taking notes. Actually, that might have been before. Maybe that was episode 1, and it was before I was taking notes because I wasn't doing recaps yet. I'm taking notes as well because I'm crocheting a campaign blanket. Each episode is, oh, that's dope, May. That's super cool. I'm a nurse assistant. That makes sense. Just show for honor product they did. Yes, May. I don't know if you want to join the Discord. I would love to see your progress and all that stuff. Hopefully my Discord thing works now. Maybe it doesn't. On there. I don't know why I added it as a new command. My Discord is linked in the description of the YouTube video. I don't know why the other ones are working and this one isn't. Like you can do ! table and it'll tell you what table you're in on the in the group, but for some reason it won't do that. But there we go. We got a couple people join the Discord. Welcome in, guys. We have a Critical Role Campaign 4 live chat channel as well. So in there, while the episode is going, you can chat about with other people. Of course, if you don't want any spoilers for what's happening in the episodes, don't go into the live chat. The live chat is free reign. It's a live chat. So, Try now say Discord. Yeah, no worries. Oshika, no problem at all. No problem at all. I appreciate you coming in again. Something I would still like to see is your reaction to some things. So maybe record yourself watching it if there ends up being a big thing that happens. I'd like to hear. So Andrew, I've thought about that. One, I'm not super reactionary, or at least I'm traditionally not. It's one of the reasons I sucked as a streamer. And in my opinion, one of the reasons that like my streaming career was very up and down is because I'm not incredibly animated, which may be hard to believe because I'm super talkative and but like when stuff happens, I'm not like oh my God, that was insane. That was like, I'm just gonna be like, oh, you know, like I don't know. I'm not super animated. So I've been iffy on that. The middle ground that I did was I ended up doing I did a review video. So I was doing recaps, but then I was like, oh, I'll do a review video. Therefore, you can get how I feel about moments and things like that without it being like a straight up reaction thing. Just because I don't think I'd be good at it. I don't think it would be natural. I think I would have to force it. And that wouldn't be fun for me or anybody else. So, I got a notebook. I'm gonna take notes too. It's like, hey, heck yeah. Maybe on Discord, I'll post Pincushion in a moment. Sounds great. What if each character arc will lead to them becoming the new gods? People have brought that up a lot. A lot of people have talked about what if they're going to become the gods. Maybe, but then who's not going to become gods? Because there's 13 of them and only 7 shapers. So maybe they're going to make more gods. Terry, yeah, that's something that I've talked about since we first saw him do it, because he basically used the light, and they're like, wait, how are you doing that? You don't have the filament. So like, where are you getting your powers from? So that is something that is very interesting. I am trying not to look at the fact that he now has 269 people watching. I mean, that'd be an interesting approach, seeing gods like built in a sense. See, I'm not for that. I know a lot of games have had stuff like that. It's not my thing. A lot of people played in games where they become gods, or it's whatever. Like I've never done that. I think it's overdone. I hear about it so much, and maybe I'm in a bubble, but I feel like I hear about it so much. Any advice you may have for somebody who struggles to take notes in D&D sessions? Bullet points? Yeah, just bullet points. Like maybe not. I mean, you don't need to be like doing full journal entries. But bullet points, maybe just basic stuff. Dealing in Fiction, welcome back in, dude. Good to see you again. I just realized since Wakander is technically a descendant of a Celestial, that means he's now. So that's what we were talking about earlier. We know that his father very clearly seems to be one. Like if you read the 2024 Azamir out of the Player's Handbook, which it is in the Player's Handbook in 2024, it's very much like he sprouts the wings, he does the laser eyes. Like those are all things the Azamar can do in 2024. Right, like, so yes, his dad 100% is. We'll see if he ends up getting it. Wick and Octa seem to have parallel stories. They are interesting in a way. They are both kind of like in a different way. They're both the rejects of their family. Yeah. How many times has Laura changed dice tonight? Well, it depends on how well they're rolling. Man, Stranger Things, Mighty Nine, Has Been. What is Has Been a Hotel? I've seen stuff about it, but I don't know anything about it. I'm excited for Stranger Things. I wonder how many D&D references we'll get. Mighty Nine, I'm excited for. So I'm thinking I might do. I'm curious. Should I try to do some of the same content? Like, should I? I don't think there needs to be recaps for a 1 hour long animated show. So I don't know if I'll do recaps. But maybe reviews. Maybe I review each episode. Maybe I talk about the storylines. Yeah, I don't know. Know it's your livelihood, but just don't pay attention. Yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right. And I shouldn't even be mentioning it. It just, like I said in the beginning, like it made my heart sink a little bit when I was like, dang, somebody much bigger than me, it saw my thing probably and was like, oh, I'm going to do that. And now, they're beating it up by double. But it is what it is. I got nothing against Todd. He's a cool dude. I think Trickster God has a good chance of not being dead. Oh, so you think he tricked them? Rowan, I think it is. I ran a campaign for level 5 to 25 with epic level spells. It definitely gets wide on some D&D groups. Yes. I don't know if I would enjoy a game at that high of a level. The highest I've gotten to, I think, is 16. And that was like, we hit 16 for the final session and then we were done. So I've only played like 14, 15 as like my high games. I haven't gone above that. 20 would be insane. Their stream, you both offer different vibes. Keep at it. You're probably massive in the community. Trust process. Hey, I'm doing it. I appreciate it. Quick. Thank you guys. Why are these YouTubers copying you? They're not copying me. I mean, they're not. It's all free reign. I don't own anything, right? And I've said that before about when people have like made a TikTok similar to mine or asked if they can make one similar to mine. I've had somebody ask, I'm like, dude, I don't own it. It's just a video. It's an idea. I don't own it. Everybody's free to do it. Yeah. So, Laura will change dice 250 times in 40 minutes. 250 times. But welcome in, D-Bell. Good to see you. Has Been is so good. Yeah, wait, did somebody explain what Has Been is? Did I skip it? It's an amazing Amazon Prime show, a musical. Oh, I don't know. I want to watch a musical. Review is good. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Oh, the Blade Singer. Wait, did you see the new Blade Singer? Ow, I just hit myself. The new Blade Singer and the Heroes of Faerun, they gave it an update. If you guys didn't hear me earlier, I was lucky enough. I met some of the Wizards of the Coast people at Gen Con, and they sent me all of the new Faerun stuff. But not only did they send me the regular versions, they also sent me the special alternate cover versions of both of them, which I'll show you guys. So that's pretty cool. So shout out to them for sending me that. Had floating islands and Mythalar item that holds concentration for you. It definitely stretches it. It's for a certain breed of. Oh, 100%. Thoughts how they roll for stats. It's their game. They can do what they want. They ended up with very good stats. Apparently the roll 5d6 drop the two lowest was something that were for high powered games and 3-5. Brendan is a big, like, he grew up and played a lot of 3 and 3-5, which I did as well. I have 3-5 books right over here. Or actually they're up right at the end of that shelf. Those are D&D books and stuff like that. And then I don't know if you guys have seen, these are my old D&D books. So I have the red box at the top. You can't see because my logo's in the way. Below that, you have the advanced D&D. So like first edition, advanced D&D, Player's Handbook, and Dungeon Master. And then I believe underneath that, you have advanced D&D, second edition, Player's Handbook, and Dungeon Master's Guide. So I'm collecting the old books. And then I have third edition over on the shelf. Because I'm a nerd. What's up? Creation. Hey, heck yeah. Let me take a gander at that. Great beer I made, brought here to YouTube, long time critter. Hey, let's go. Let me take a gander real quick. Post your. Oh, that's so sick. May, that's awesome. Hold on. How can I show this real quick? What's the best way for me to do this? Only people on YouTube or Twitch are gonna be able to see this, but I want to show this real quick. So, let's do window capture and do Discord. There we go. Check that out, guys. Heck yeah. That's dope. Super cool. If you guys haven't already, feel free to join the Discord. We have here, I'll show you actually. We also have right up here the Critical live chat. This is all people talking about the show as we watch it. And then we also have the spoiler free, which nobody posts in. And then just Critical Role, Dimension 20, all that sort of stuff. I post my YouTube videos in here, so feel free to jump in the Discord if you want to keep up with everything. It's linked down in the description. Yeah. All right. So let me swear. I know I missed some stuff. I have a bleed singer that voluntarily stopped playing because it cannot be touched and just nuked everything. They are powerful. Do you DM in your spare time? Yeah, I DM. So for a while I was running 2 games a week and playing in 2 games a week. Now I run 1 game a week in my completely homebrew world called Vasilia. I have maps and stuff, but I don't have it up currently. Yeah, I run a game on Wednesday nights. It's an IRL game. We play in person, and then I play in an online game on Friday nights, and I play in an in-person game on Saturday nights because I'm a nerd. Comment understood. No problem at all, Kelpie. Yep, I do Dungeon Master. I've thought about doing like a monthly game for my patrons on Patreon because I want to give more incentives for that sort of stuff. So yeah. But it's not fun for me or the other demon players. See, it can be tough when people are super powerful in your games, like finding solutions to get around them. Went to 3rd and then went over to the Pathfinder. I'm doing 5e. I didn't jump over to Pathfinder because I wasn't playing during that time. I played 3rd, and then I really didn't play much D&D until like maybe 3 years ago. And then I got back into it. So thrilled. Thank you so much. Yeah, no problem, mate. It looked great. When we played GURPS, stats could be buffed for heroic superhero-like characters they probably have a house roll for. Yeah, so what they did was literally just roll 5d6, drop the 2 lowest. Some people nobody really rolled bad. And then some people just have insane stats. Like Cadigan has insane stats, for instance. I think Azune also has really good stats. Andrew, if the Discord command isn't working, in the description of the YouTube video, the live, it is linked there. You can 100% find it there. Feel free to jump in there. Also, guys, look, my phone case is literally broken. Like, I don't know how this happened, but it is shattered. Brought pen back then? That's true. Do you do art at all? No, I'm unfortunately not talented when it comes to art or music. So, yeah. Find a D&D table. Man, it's tough to find good synergy. The Reddit LFG has been very unpleasant. So videos out there. So there's a couple sources. One, the D&D Beyond looking for group place is a way to go. You have different Reddits out there. There are several Discords. I know the Mythic Guild is a Discord out there that has places to look for groups and then start playing. Like, if you really want to play and you have an income and you're like, hey, what the heck? It's going to be a consistent game. The quality is going to be decent. Everybody's going to be committed to showing up every week. It might cost you $15 each week, $20 each week, but like at least you know you're going to get something consistent. You know you're going to like they're going to be held to a certain level, or you don't pay and you stop going. So that is also an option to start playing games or whatever. I need to talk to them about sponsoring, because they do a lot of like sponsored things, and I haven't ever worked with them. Start playing got me into my first games. Heck yeah, there you go. Cadigan is too hot to have any low stats. Fair enough. The gate to the Fey world is closed, and there's this anti-magic rhetoric spreading in the mortal world. I'm wondering if Brennan's plan happens at all as war with Fey gates open. So I don't know that it's anti-magic rhetoric. It's anti-magic for those who it doesn't come to innately, right? So this is, I think, a key bit of information. The Taconis family are sorcerers. They're not wizards. They naturally have magical ability. I think, what is the other house that has it? Cormoré, right? The reason that they're kind of taking over the Pentevril and all that sort of stuff is Pentevril is where you go to learn. It is a wizard school, right? It is for people who need to learn or their sorcery isn't strong enough and they need to do that. So I'm wondering if it's kind of like a we want to hold the power. If we stop letting people learn magic, then those of us who naturally have magic end up getting it, right? Does that make sense? Happy, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. It is a way to hold power. I think that's where that comes from. Andrew says, I'll say this, bro. You were just authentically you and it shows in your videos. Please keep it up. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Some local game stores have weekly games. Yes. And that is a very true thing. I think it's important to try that out. Local game stores often have games. The one near me didn't when I was a kid, but they now have novice night or noob night, which is Monday nights. They run a game, and once you hit a certain level, basically you then, go find a table, go join one of the other games that happen throughout the weeks and stuff like that. But it's to introduce people, give people the taste of it and stuff like that. I love introducing people to Dungeons and Dragons. Like, giving people their first D&D experience is like an all-time high for me. I've done it a couple times, and it is so much fun to watch people come into themselves within the game, like learn what they can do, get excited about silly stuff, right? One, fighting monsters but then also getting the opportunity to be like, hey, does this tavern have any lemonade? And then just get to play a goofy, we're going to get you some lemonade, but then also go fight a monster and discover that guy you thought was your friend is your enemy for the first time. All of that is so much fun. All right, let me catch up. Yo, what's up, Digi? Welcome in. They're connected to the Fae, but I don't know if they're sorcerers in the same way. I don't know if they have that, but they are connected to the Fae, yes. We do know that. Random Hail Mary prediction from Happy on Twitch. I had the thought that Wick's scripture might be written with the magic paint that I write in Belair's museum. The thought popped in my head at the end of episode 5 where Sam said, it's what the scripture said from the Ember Eternals chapter 10, and you shall be tested, the blind priest said, through lies and dimness, even your kin will turn against you, but the light will bear the truth. Some sort of test, and we will come through it some type of divination magic. That would be interesting. I don't know why it would be written in the paint from Belair's museum, but the rest of it, I can see where you're going. Can't let the mudbloods learn the good stuff from the books. Exactly. Game store DMs are creepy. I mean, they can be. They can be. I mean, some might be good. Convince your friends group to play true. Over under Wick does 4 things awkward tonight. I'm going to go over. Samuel says, I just ate mushrooms. I'm ready for the first hour. Anyway, from East Coast side, can't listen to 2 a.m. No, I'm with you. I'm also in the East Coast. I have beacons, so I watch it at 1.25 to 1.5 speed after a point. So I'll watch the first maybe 30 minutes at normal, but then I'll speed through some of the other stuff. For instance, I think if they get to a combat, that's something you can comfortably play at 1.25 and not worry about oh, am I missing something crazy because it's a combat. There's a lot of just deciding things and rolling dice and stuff like that. Yeah, there's also, like Dabney said, there's Adventures League, which can be wild. I've heard stories. I've never played in it, but I've heard stories about you can show up with your character from other Adventure League games. So you got oh, here's my level 9 whatever, and you're showing up to some game. Getting a phone call from what? What is that? Global Market Research Company is one of the largest. No. You're calling me at 9 o'clock for Global Market Research? Long-time market research company that conducts phone surveys on behalf of clients. No. I feel like I really annoy my DM because I mid-maxed my character and his Pelican is kind of broken. So I will say this. Broken stuff like mid-maxing characters isn't terrible if everybody's doing it, because then the DM just has to up the enemies a lot to match. But if you're min-maxed and then the rest of the group is not, then either you blow everything out of the water and they struggle against it, or opposites, right? That's the problem I have. If a whole group is like, yo, we want to make the most powerful characters we can, cool, then I can put you against 4 dragons instead of 1. It's not that big of a deal, right? Like, I'm going to make it challenging to some degree. But if you're min-maxed and the other people are like, they didn't, like really put that much thought into it, or they made their character more for narrative purposes, that's the difficulty and balance. For me, at least. Anywhere that's just random people you don't know has potential to be weird, bad. Yeah, 100%. Like it's just a risk in and of itself. When you have some things like that, no doubt. Also, welcome Speedster and Mystic to the Discord, guys. I really appreciate you guys popping in. Azuna's Sorcerer origin, story, subclass. Yeah, I don't know. He's an interesting one. I'm looking forward to learning more about Azune. I know this is not answering your question, but it made it pop into my head. I also really want to know what he knows about what happened between Thiazi and Julian. I'm now thinking Julian didn't actually like dehorse him and capture him. I'm thinking Thiazi was like, all right, fine. Like, I think, I don't know, something happened. I'm starting to think that it wasn't like a Julian overcame Thiazi and like took him, like something else happened, right? Because if you guys remember in the when Azune was talking to me, he was like, when the truth comes out, or when it's asked, or when I'll tell your story. And so I'm very curious what that means, right? Like, what do we think? What are you guys thinking about that? Wikander is incredible, not powerful, but he's going to make a difference. I love Wikander right now. I think he's played super well, which is interesting because, and this just shows you how different people are who watch these things. Because somebody in the comments was like, I'm so over Wikander being the way that he is. Like, already. They're like, why is he still naive? Why is he still like making bad choices or being, and it's like, brother, imagine your whole world was shaped by this idea and it's been a day and a half. Like, what do you like? He's still this like sheltered, I've never been out and experienced real things. I thought that I was following this creed. It would be weird if he was already like, yeah, don't care. I actually know exactly what I'm doing. And my mind is not this like, oh my God, what is this? Yeah. But people feel that like it's very interesting how differently people feel or read scenarios when watching entertainment and things like that. Just a little tangent. And all the Pally's oaths. That's also going to be an interesting one. Jason is figuring out who they actually have their oaths to, or which oaths they have. Or if some of them are homebrew, maybe their oaths are different. They're combinations of the ones that we know. I never let my players roll stats anymore due to min-maxing. I mean, that's not really part of it. It's more about like how they build it out with feats and multi-classing and stuff like that, I think. Yeah. Sam Riegel's the GOAT. Sam's been great in this game playing. Best players are flawed ones. I agree. I think most people have fun if there's a specific flaw that they can lean on it in moments. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to, but like something that will let you see an arc throughout the story, like growth throughout the story, where people are like, oh, some people hate Julian. Like they do. They're like, he's me, he's a prick, he's whatever. But I'm like, but we're going to get to see that arc. We're going to get to see Julian become something else naturally. Not like, oh, one good thing happened to him. He's like, I'm friendly now. I love everyone. But we're going to get to see it happen over time. Wick, we're going to get to see come into this new understanding of the world over time. Like, that's the beauty of getting to watch this D&D campaign, is you get to see the character growth, just like when you're watching a movie, you're reading a book, right? Like, you see the same things. You see people start one way, and across the episodes, across the 3-hour movie, across the next couple chapters, they become somebody else. And I think that's good. Yeah. For like 48 hours maximum have passed. Yeah. They're all connected to the Fairy Realm. Has to do with that. I think Thiazi, Thimble, Aranessa, and Julian, some kind of connection to the doors. Maybe. I mean, the only one we know for a fact has connection is Aranessa and Thimble. Because Aranessa's family's, attached to it, and then Thimble is literally a fairy. Wick and Tyranny are such a fun duo. Agreed. Fear of Minimaxers is a DM issue, not a player issue. I agree again, but I think the players and have to be on the same page. That is where I draw that line. As if you're the one person who's like, I'm going to build a busted character and everybody else is building fun narrative characters, you're messing things up. Because now you're going to destroy everything, whereas the other players can't. And like the DM has to try to balance between you and the rest of the group. That's where I draw the line. People should play the group should come to the table to play the same way. If you want to play a dungeon delve, play a dungeon delve. If you want to play a more story driven, you play a more story, right? Like the people, it's a collaborative game where everybody should be wanting to play the same type of D&D. That's when you get the best D&D, is when everybody wants to play the same kind of D&D. One time, played with someone whose character hated cats. Regularly asked the DM to look for cats and kill them. Oh, Jesus. Some people don't like Hal. Hal's my least favorite at the moment. Yeah. I'll put it on to go to bed in support of the best cover of Critical Role. I appreciate it, Brandon. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. We're only here for like another 22 minutes. But thank you guys for being here. If you haven't already, give it a thumbs up. Definitely click on that thumbs up button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. It's free. And I am getting very close to 8,000. I'd love to hit 8,000 subscribers by tomorrow or the day after. And we are like 55 away from doing that. So if you guys haven't already, click that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Definitely do that for me. It would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, and I'll do one plug. I don't think I've plugged anything yet. First, we came out with merch, guys. If you want to get some Nerdcore merch, we got this hoodie. We also have the Nerdcore pocket shirt, and then we also have the full logo there. So you have, and a bunch of different colors of these as well. So if you want to do that, it should be linked down below there. You can also become a member on YouTube. It's like $4 or $5. It's a cup of coffee, and it helps me continue to do what I'm doing as my full-time job. So if you want to support me by becoming a member here, that'd be fantastic. Or subscribe to my Patreon. It's like $3. So again, less than a cup of coffee. Just subscribe to my Patreon. Over there, you can get a bunch of free stuff that I've put on my Patreon. You can also go subscribe for free and get a ton of it. All that stuff is linked down below if you want to go check it out. Support me making content. It would mean a lot. Thank you. And that will end my plugs. I'm just excited for Hal's arc. Azune might be my least favorite. Really, I think Azune's arc is going to be more fun for me, at least early on. I find Hal and Azune very boring so far, but that's because the story hasn't served them yet. I agree. I've said that a lot. I think they've been background characters for most of this so far. And so I'm excited to see them kind of have their moments in the spotlight. Valus is so vague, very old elf. She get a call of stone and get off. Yeah, so I think the problem with making, a character like that, like Valus, is that she's the one who has already made the biggest shift. She showed up being like, I don't care about any of you. I want the stone. That's what I'm here for. Then they get into a combat, and Brendan's like, hey, these people don't really want to fight. And she's like, I don't care. I killed them. Right? She's very, I want what I want. I will kill these people. It doesn't matter. And then now it's like, oh, I'm going to hang out with you guys. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to take this stone. I'll just stay with you guys while you have the stone. She has seen the biggest, just like, boom, she's a different character. Which, let me put it out there. If you're going to play in a D&D game with other people and have to be at a table with other people, you can't be the way that she came in. Right? Unless you don't have the stone yet. And you're like, all right, you guys are looking for the stone? I'll go with you to find it, but I'm taking it. That could be it. But she swapped on a dime. It was just like, boop, hey, I'm friends. It was a very quick shift from her personality to that. Which is what I thought Julian was going to do for a second there. And then his whole father being murdered thing switched him back. And then I was like, heck yeah, we still get some more Julian. Because it also felt like he was just going to become friendly very fast. And I was like, nah, don't do that. I have a min-maxer in my table, and the DM gave the weaker builds magic items. Oh, there you go. That's one way to do it, Andy. 100% to balance it out. And across the board. Yeah, when I'm talking about min-maxer, I'm not talking about just stats. I mean, that's especially because most tables now do like point buy, or at least a lot of the ones I see. But yeah. How seems like he has the most to lose. Okay, what does he have to lose? Children, I guess. Like he could lose his kids. The theater. If I'm level 1 cleric starting out in the Bloody Bridge days of the end of campaign 3, do you think he'll get my magic back when the gods get near some mortal forms? I don't know, Alex. I'll ask Matt Mercer if I ever talk to him. I don't know, man. Dabney, that's what session 0 is for, and everyone should have reasonable expectation. Yes, 100% agree, Dabney. Yes. I told people when I was going to start my last campaign, which we've been going for 2 years now, I said, this is the type of game I want to run. Because it is not on me to only run the game that you want. I have to enjoy myself. For me to show up every week and plan and prep and come up with stuff, I have to have fun too, which means I want to play a game that is not just combat. I want story. I want you to care about your characters in the world. I want you to have a backstory, like those sorts of things. So that's just kind of where I put it out there. I'm like, this is how I'm going to run my game. Hopefully you will enjoy it and we can all have a good time with it. Least interested were the ones that stayed in the city. The schemers. Yeah, well, it's also because right now they have the players, like they have Azune and Hal, which are two people that we just haven't gotten a lot out of yet. But if we get more out of them, then hopefully we will come to enjoy them more. I think she lost someone very close to her and seeing how it survived. Yeah, so I agree with that. She was very interested in Pincushion. And if he could do it again. So I think she wants to bring something back. It could be the god. I'm a mixed player RP in combat. I mainly like to get real strong in combat because I don't want to die. And it's a lot of fun to have haste and F20. Oh, I agree with you. Like I like to be powerful in combat too, but I also like a good story and things like that. I like to be narratively intrigued and guided. I think Azune's backstory is going to be tragic. I don't know why, but I get dad vibes. Like when he was talking to Julian, he was so patient. I agree. Louise had, again, they haven't done much, but when he's done something, I've really enjoyed Louise. Yo, Alexis on fire is making music again. Do you think they'll play Damakio? Probably not, but they got some bangers. With Velas, Brennan said something about if she goes back home, she'll be back in Paris. Yeah, so I understood. That was, I think, her way of saying, or his way and her and Ashley's way of basically being able to be like, okay, how can we make it so my character would actually continue? And he said like what you said. He was like, if you go back, you're just going to be alone. Like, you're just going to be right back in the same spot. You're not going to, and so that was basically their way to be like, yeah, we need you to be here and play in this game. So we're going to do this differently. Yeah. Assume Zeno was basically a kid fighting with Taylor and Catting in the ground. Yeah, they were all like 15. Something like that, 15, 16 years old. Mystic says, I think a lot of people complaining about certain characters' traits, such as Julian's, like at the start of the campaign, the whole point of the news watch. Agreed. Yeah. Say that one character is a mask. No, I don't dislike that at all. I like Bolaire's character. Bolaire's the one who is the mask. I like Bolaire. My best shot from start are the Taylors who take souls that were scissoring Tayor's shadow over a pentagram. That's so Brendan. Reading that they were scissoring Tayor was a but yes, they were cutting Tayor's shadow up. That was intense. I like that. Do we know what the tables are going to be playing tonight? We know the soldiers, I think, because they're in the thumbnail, and I think we're going to get just soldiers tonight. Maybe they still do a split where it's like the first half of soldiers, second half of somebody else, but I am almost positive we are going to get soldiers tonight. Whether it's the whole episode or half the episode, I think it's going to be the whole episode. That's my my belief as of right now. Also, guys, the official start time is right over here. So we got 28 minutes. So in the last, Sunji was saying he might TBK with the next encounter, but when the big fight came, our wizard banished creature back to its realm. That happens. Phrasing, yeah. I mean, I got what they were saying. They were cutting it up and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just funny when I read it. Got 100%. So Brian, I think it will be. I think it will be 100% soldiers. What's your table ranking? That's so hard to say because it's so early. I know a lot of people are like very firm in that. They're like, I hate this table and I think this table's the best and yada, yada, yada. Until we are probably at least a couple weeks, at least a full episode into what that table is doing, I don't know that it will firm rank. So I will say right now, I enjoy the soldiers. I also will say I like what the Seekers are doing, and I like that they have Julian. Because Julian is up there for me. I like I'm going to enjoy his character arc and his progression. I also really like Belair, and he's in the Schemers, right? So I like people from different groups. Right now, the most well-rounded group from what we know right now in terms of the players is probably the Soldiers. Yeah, just like Lunan said, the one I'm most interested in right now is the Soldiers, but they're also the only group that we've gotten to see like separate and doing their own thing and going their way. And they just have a lot of the star players. Like the other players are really good, but like a lot of who is one of the most fan favorite of all? Laura Bailey, right? People love Laura Bailey. What's another one? People really enjoy Travis. They like Chetney. They like Grog. They like Ford, right? Like you have two people already that are like boom, boom. And then you add in Robbie. People love Robbie, and he's a cool character, this Mystery Cadigan. And then you have freaking Sam Riegel. Like they have a really good table. They have 3 people from the main cast, and then Robbie, who was basically main cast last season. So they got 4 out of their 5 main cast, and every other group is like 2 and 2. So yeah. All right, so let me try to catch back up. What I was interested in for now, I enjoy the characters in the Soldiers table the best for sure. Yeah. Schemers might be at the bottom for me. Just doesn't seem well. So that's the thing, and I've said this. I can understand. Basically, every now and again I see somebody that says their Schemers their favorite, which is fair. I think one of the reasons the Schemers are less interesting to most people is because it contains 2 people that we haven't gotten much out of yet. Hal and Azune are on the Schemers, and we've gotten nothing from them so far. So it's like you can't be super excited when you haven't gotten them yet. So we'll have to see if it shifts. Work had the worst timing to call, so I was gone for almost 30 minutes. No worries. Table rankings: kitchen, side table, coffee table, then dining room table. I like that, Brian. I think My Lamar is going to take the world by storm on November 19th when we see The Mighty Nine, Amazon Prime. The Soldiers are just fan favorites. So many heavy hitters. Yep. A lot of people were really impressed by Whitney also. Yes. You guys are going to get tired of me saying this. I've said it every time I talk about Whitney. She got more and more likable for me. She was my least favorite substantially in episode 1. I did not like her in episode 1. Episode 2, she grew on me. Episode 3, I thoroughly enjoyed her. And then in 5, I also she was fine in episode 5. I liked that too. Episode 1, I did not like Whitney. Not Whitney. I didn't like her character in episode 1, but she's grown on me quite a bit. First sessions of the Schemers table are just different characters going to work. Yeah, I've seen that joke where people are like, it's crazy in this D&D game. Basically, the tables that stay are like, oh, dude, we gotta go to work tomorrow. We can't go with you guys. We have to clock into work. We have jobs. Almost forgot to ask, how do we check the duration of the stream? They made Twitch chat emote only. Oh, so you can't do the thing. I normally see it on Beacon. I post in the Discord. Almost every week, once I see it on Beacon, I normally say like tonight's episode is going to be this long or whatever. So that's one way you can find out. I don't know if there's another way because yeah, they turned off chats. Do they post it anywhere else? It's a bad guy. Typical Brennan, exactly. Going to work might be the most dangerous thing they could do. Literally. Otherwise, when I pull it up on Beacon, I'll post it. In that. So. And of course, the Discord is free to join and all that sort of jazz. But I normally post it because you can see it on Beacon. What's up, J-Rock? Welcome in, welcome in. But it's not up there yet, so I can't tell how long tonight's episode will be. But yeah, I never thought about that people literally can't look anymore because of that. Because you can't type in chat to actually figure that out. I didn't think about that. All right, we are getting to the tail end here. I'm excited for soldiers. Seekers are Nepo babies and soldiers are just normal unemployed. That's another way of looking at it. How long have they been pre-recorded streams? Like, how long have they been doing pre-recorded? For a while. Shoot. Was it like halfway through campaign 2 or something. Would you explain what Beacon is? I don't understand it from the commercial, so I explain it the best way I can. It is like Netflix, but for actual play stuff and their content. So it is a website that is a streaming platform. I'll go to it for you. Actually, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Where it's $6 a month and you get access to their stuff. You get access to their cooldowns. So they're after the show that's normally like 15 to 25 minutes long of them talking about. There we go. So this is the site as somebody who's logged in right here. So you have, where is it? Oh, I have it under the thing. So you have the different stuff that gets updated and then continue watching for stuff you've already seen, featured. So they have other stuff, right? You have the D&D stuff. I mean, not D&D, but you have that. But then you also have their podcasts. The Weird Kids, the Cooldown, Fireside Chats are up here. You also have Midst, which is another thing that people run. All the different series, right? So you can go to series. You have the Mighty Nine episodes, Bell's Hells, Critical Role Oblige is up here, Exandria Unlimited. It's all up here. Age of Umbra, Unend, Candela, right? It's just all their different stuff. And it's all on here. But one of the benefits, the reason I use it is, so let's say this was tonight's episode. This is how it shows, all automatically. You do not have to, first, the Indian Chef, thank you so much, brother, for that kind comment. Soon as it goes live, instead of on Twitch or YouTube, where you're just like, it's going live and you're just stuck with whatever it is, you can skip ahead. You can, here's the ad segment. When they get to this, you can just be like, nope, I'm gonna swap over here and just kick it right back off and keep going. You can speed it up and watch it at a faster rate. You can go back if you miss something. So this alone for me is great. And you get access to the cooldown. So you get to watch them afterwards and do that. So I do it, one, because I make content about this. I need access to it right away. Right? I need to be able to go back. I need to be able to clip things. I need to be able to review things. I need to be able to take notes. So Beacon is very helpful for me. So I pay $6 a month to have that. And it lets you see runtime. Hopefully, Brian, did that answer the question for you? Or his personal streaming service with extra shares and stuff. Yeah. So it has other stuff. I think it was like the Stinky Dragon or whatever it is. It has Unend. It has Midst, which are all different actual plays that people run. So it's not just the Critical Role people doing it. You have access to other things. There's also an app, the Pocket Beacon or whatever. You get access to their Discord, where they do like take the questions for the fireside chats, which my question got asked in the last fireside chat. Totally did. Thank you. Hey, no problem. Excuse me. No problem. Fantasy High. I don't know. Fantasy High was Dimension 20, right? They have their own platform. Dimension 20 and all that is on, I don't remember. $60 a year to sub, a little cheaper than monthly. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Pocket Beacon is their mobile app. Be in this campaign. Yeah, some people have been forcing romance way too early in this campaign. But again, that's mostly Twitter. I'm telling you, Critical Role Twitter is wild. But they're just already just like, these two people need to be together. They're shipped. We don't even know them yet. Like, Jesus. Yeah, Dropout TV. That's what I was looking for. So I know it did. They had this much content. Yeah, no problem, Brian. No problem, man. Pre-recorded episodes since COVID. They thought about it before, but during COVID they committed. Yeah. Mixed Game Mike, welcome in, dude. Really like the time sections. Oh yeah, I also do. Gordon may seem boring, but Belair works in a place where there's hundreds of cool magical items. There's got to be some kind of high discipline in his Chekhov's. Yeah, I agree. Mist is fantastic. I haven't watched any of the other stuff, I'm being honest. Pentevero had one of the masks from the war before it turned to Mist. Or to the mask. I'm like, yeah, well, it wasn't in the Penteverals, they took it there to look at it, Belair and Murray, but it was actually the one that they had found for Theazi. Content on their phone. So here's what I do, Geeky. Once I shut this down, I take my laptop, I set it down right there, and I just take an HDMI cord and I run it to my TV. And I just do that. Like, I watch it on my TV by just putting my HDMI cord into a laptop with Beacon in the browser, put it full screen. Just do it like that. I know it's not ideal. Like you'd like it to have an Android TV app, but you can just HDMI it to your TV by using your laptop. So just an option. Character can grow and become more likable if they're likable from the get-go. Exactly, Arcane. Do we get combat tonight or not? The only real question that matters. I think we will, but we don't have to have combat every session, Rook. But I think we will. I think we're going to get combat. My prediction is they find Sid in combat and they jump in to save Sid. And they haven't really had, like, I'm going to say it, they haven't had a legit combat yet. I don't think the fight against, like, primates and stuff was, like, a real legit combat. It was, but it wasn't. And the tavern was very much, like, not. I think they're going to get a real, like, no, we have to kill the enemy to win. They're not going to run away. They're not going to leave. They're not going to, like, we need to kill this undead or whatever it is I think we're going to get a legit combat. Imogen and Alana were the only characters I was super invested in terms of shipping. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, again, I'm not against shipping. Like, you know, the fandom's gonna do what they want. People, again, Critical Role Twitter is weird. To me, and it is, Critical Role Twitter is highly sexual. Incredibly. Like, people are, like, being very, I'm just like, yeah. So I don't hook up my TV. Corey's dangerous. No, that's totally fair. Again, it would be dope if they had those sorts of things. It's unfortunate that they don't. They're in the woods. All kinds of stuff can happen. Imogen and Alana were the only characters I was super invested in terms of ship. Oh, I already read that. When Taisha touched the mast, the bottom of the left coffin turned to mist, and the pieces of the mast fell through. And then they tossed something in it, and it just went. Your training video according to YouTuber. Nice, Famine. I appreciate it, man. It's probably for you specifically because of the like if you've watched my content and stuff before. We've maintained a decent concurrent. He's over 400, but he's got 54,000 subs, and I don't even have 8,000. So that's fine. Speaking of which, if you guys have not already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I'd love to hit 8,000 by like tomorrow or the day after. We are very close. But Famine52, thanks for popping in. I know trees that can eat them. I loved that line, Kevin, where she was like, I know trees that can kill them. When she was like, are you in danger? I loved that. That was great. There hasn't been a combat I feel like was meant for them to win. Yeah, they were all story combats. That's what I mean by a real combat. Is like one where it's just, this combat is here to be a combat, not this is a story combat. This is for a narrative. This is for a, like, this is to get you through the overture, right? This will be a real post-overture, not story-based combat. Even if it is to save Sid, so it is story-based, I'm hoping it will feel more real than the other combats. Well, they still love each other. Taisha and Hal still do very much. Do we know if all the masks have the same tasks? Do they all function the same? That we don't know. We know that they were created to do a show. All the masks were created to do a show. And that's how they tricked the trickster god. But I'm assuming they all did like the same thing. Like, it's just whether or not they became like sentient on their own that we don't really know, right? Because we know Belair's mask basically was like, hey, I'm going to do this. Like, I went to live my own life. We don't know if the other masks felt the same way. It's just inconvenient. They've had every year to make a TV app and casting sucks huge black right. But yeah, I'm with you. I just didn't know if like maybe you had thought about that you could put the thing, and that's how I do it. Again, it's not ideal, but my situation right now isn't ideal. So I like, once this is over, I take down the open sign, I put a TV up there. Until like maybe a month and a half, 2 months from now, when the addition is done, it's right through that wall. There's an addition being built, and then I'll be able to have like, this will be my office, and I'll have a bedroom and the living room and all that sort of stuff. So they should go into the mist coffin. I think they would die. I think if they jumped in, they would probably die. The Twitch description of this episode is, oh really? The Twitch description, where's that, dude? Let me go check that out. Hold on. Where do you see the description? Where's the description on Twitch? Oh, is it the picture? Like the picture? Also, we are past the time I normally end this. We're gonna give it 3 more minutes maybe while I finish catching up. But yeah. Also, this image doesn't make much sense unless something changes. Because they gave away their horses. Oh, it's a push notification. Oh, I don't have their push notifications on. Dang. I'm gonna get ready. Peace. Hey, peace out, Quake. Yeah, well, we're gonna wrap this one up. The mouse will be found in Howling Theater. Coming to put them on to become God Slayers to take down Primus. That would be intense. Rook, that would be intense. It's literally at some point the mask will enact a play. Yeah, no, that's literally the mask took part in a play that killed the Trickster God. Like that played a role in killing the Trickster God. Yes, the masks were created for that. I'm so glad there are spaces we can learn about the. Hey, happy to be one. Happy to be one. If you guys haven't already, definitely feel free to join the Discord. I'll plug it real quick because we do need. Are you doing an after show? Yes, tomorrow. I do not do it after this because it's like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow there will be an after show. I don't know what time. So last time I waited until like 30, 40 minutes after the Friday one finished. So that starts at like 12 Eastern, like noon. And so I did it after that. But the numbers for the post show were kind of bad last week. So I don't know if I should do it a little bit earlier or if I should change up the time. There will be one tomorrow. I don't know the time. I'm still testing out stuff with like when I should do the post show and stuff like that. But I'm out of here, guys. Feel free, join the Discord down below. It's in the description. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. If you want to support me making content like this, become a member on YouTube or subscribe to my Patreon. We also have merch you can check out. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you in the Discord. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will catch you guys in the next one.